What's going on YouTube? This is SG1 Sports and you're watching our college football channel. We continue here with our series taking a look at the top 10 games from each week of the 2023 college football season. We're up to week 10 now. I think I forgot to do this last Saturday, but I've been doing this on Saturdays the last couple of weeks. And again, we're almost done with this and we should be done here before we even get to the month of August. But let's start at number 10. A game that is interesting, Missouri at Georgia. So it was kind of tough for me to the last spot. Actually, there were 9 games that I felt pretty good about putting on this list, and then I couldn't really figure out who to put at number 10. But just because the game was close last year, maybe Missouri is maybe they have some kind of formula that works against Georgia. I don't really think that's going to happen. I think going on the road, revenge game, probably does not go well for Missouri here, but you never know. And again, I'm just interested to see how this game plays out because Missouri played Georgia tougher than maybe anyone last year, and that could be an interesting game, again, seeing how it plays out this time in Athens. Number 9, we got Penn State at Maryland. A big opportunity for Maryland to get a big win. They do get this game at home, which gives them a chance. It's going to have a high-powered offense going up against this really good Penn State defense. And just, again, it's an upset alert game, potentially. I think Penn State's clearly the better team, but upsets happen all the time, obviously. And this is one that you could put on that upset alert watch, or perhaps a trap game for Penn State. So Penn State at Maryland, a game that I think could be pretty competitive. Let's go to number 8, Miami at NC State. You've got a Miami team that, again, I think is the third best team in the ACC. Talent-wise, they're not far at all behind Clemson and Florida State. And so they might still be in the running. They might still have a chance to make a run at an ACC championship game. NC State, on the other hand, looking for a big win at home. I don't expect them to be in that conversation, but they're always, a solid team. So I think this is just a good game, a really important game as far as maybe who finishes third in the ACC potentially. Miami, NC State at number 8 should be a good one. Number 7. All right, this one had to make the list. It's the last time we'll see Bedlam for who knows how long. Oklahoma State. So many great games in this rivalry. Yes, Oklahoma has dominated for the most part, but we've seen Oklahoma State get some big wins. They're playing at home. They of course they want bragging rights. They want to send Oklahoma out of the Big 12 with a loss, and I think this is going to be a pretty even matchup. I think it will be a good game. And again, the last time we see Bedlam for maybe a long time, or maybe they do get it going again somewhere pretty soon. I really don't know what's going to happen with that, but just looking forward to seeing it, especially if it is the last time we see this game for a long time. So Oklahoma State, Bedlam at number 7. Let's go to number 6 now. Texas A&M at Ole Miss. Really good game in the SEC West. I do think these teams might both be just right behind LSU and Alabama in the division. So this could be a battle potentially for third place. The high-powered offense of Ole Miss, the talented roster of Texas A&M, just an intriguing matchup. 2 teams that I think will be top 25 teams this year. So this is a good one here, number 6, Texas A&M at Ole Miss. Number 5, TCU at Texas Tech, also potentially a top 25 matchup. 2 teams that, this is one of those games you've probably got to win if you're going to get to the Big 12 championship. Assuming Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas State are as good as we think they're going to be, this is a huge game, but perhaps an elimination game in the Big 12 conference race. Again, 2 top 25 teams, potentially 2 really good teams. I expect a great game here with TCU and Texas Tech at number 5. Moving on to number 4, Kansas State at Texas, potentially the first of 2 matchups here if they were to meet in the Big 12 championship. Of course, Texas is the front runner to get to the Big 12 championship, and Kansas State right there behind them. It's most people have Kansas State or Oklahoma as that other team, and then maybe TCU or Texas Tech. So yeah, this is a really good game. Kansas State has struggled with the talent, the athleticism of Texas in the past, plus they're playing on the road. So it's going to be tough for them, but they'll be well coached. They'll have a good game plan, and perhaps they can make this game interesting. Kansas State at Texas, number 4. Number 3, Notre Dame at Clemson. Yes, at number 3, because we have 2 other huge games. So really 3, and if you don't count Texas, Kansas State, really 4 huge games here in Week 10. It's going to be a big-time weekend in college football. You've got Notre Dame in here, potentially still in the college football playoff picture. Clemson should probably still be in the college football playoff picture. Perhaps these teams both have 1 loss, or maybe even one of them is undefeated. I just think this is going to be a huge game in the playoff picture. Obviously, with Notre Dame not being in the ACC, it's not has no implications on that conference race. But still, this is just a big-time matchup here, potentially a top 10 matchup with Notre Dame at Clemson. Number 2, Washington at USC. Big game in the Pac-12. I think both teams probably are ranked in the top 10. Maybe both teams are undefeated at this point. Who knows? I think these are two of the front runners in the Pac-12, and perhaps this is the first of 2 meetings. Maybe they'll play again in the Pac-12 championship. Expect a lot of points. Just from an excitement level, this is probably going to be one of the more exciting games of the entire college football season, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. Washington at USC. Again, expect a shootout here at number 2. But number 1 for me is LSU at Alabama. Always such a big game. I think it will be huge this year. Playoff implications in this one. I do think it's possible Alabama loses to Texas and Texas A&M, and they've already got 2 losses. But even still, if they can get to the SEC championship and win it, they're probably going to be in the playoff with 2 losses. LSU, maybe they're still undefeated at this point, or maybe they just have 1 loss. So yeah, this is just going to be a huge top 10 showdown. Both teams, not just for the playoff race, but also for the SEC West race. This is, I think, the biggest game of Week 10. What are your thoughts on these games? Do you think maybe I missed a game, or maybe I ranked a game where it shouldn't be? Just give me your top 10 games for Week 10 down in the comments below, and thanks for watching.